UFC superstar Paddy the Baddy is an absolute scumbag for not releasing the rear naked choke when his opponent was tapping. He should be excommunicated from the MMA community and possibly even receive a visit from the police, and an investigation is warranted for what he did to this young lad. These are the insane tweets that I've been reading in the last 24 hours after Paddy the Baddy went and choked out an absolute mog of a yoke who was getting smart, talking shit, and couldn't back it up. So basically the way the story is being covered in the media outlets is that Paddy the Baddy Pimblett showed up at a local gym to settle a feud with a local fighter who was calling him out. They go in there, they have a little bit of a spar for about 5 minutes. Paddy does what he does and takes him down with ease and chokes him out, and doesn't release the rear naked choke after the guy taps. He gets rushed by all the onlookers inside in this gym, and there's a bit of a fracas, and in the end it's settled, and now this kid knows not to run his mouth. That's the basic structure of what happened. And as I said, people are losing their mind over this because Paddy is a UFC star. This is just some up and coming kid, and he should have released a rear naked choke when this kid tapped. When I say kid, the dude looks like he's 57 years old. But anyway, we'll move on. Paddy responded to all that bullshit by putting out this tweet here. He agreed on no tapping beforehand. All you butthurt idiots who don't know what you're talking about, just pipe down. Don't talk when you don't know the context. Not my fault he tapped like a bitch when he was saying that he was going to KO me on the feet and then got outstruck. So that was Paddy responding, and there was a back and forth between these two lads. Here we have the African lad, Frimpong, and he's talking jazz. And just to clarify before we go forward, he's wearing an Ireland tracksuit top here. Obviously he's not Irish, he's African. Don't even come at me with that bullshit because I'm not playing the game. We have this argument all the time about men wanting to become women. It's impossible. African people can't become Irish whether you have a passport or whether you have the accent. You're still not Irish. So let's just get that fact out there, because when you see guys like this guy who was actually wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt when he got choked unconscious, and when he tapped viciously to get Paddy off of him after he said he would destroy him. And you know that video when you see him standing up and running away, diving in behind a load of teenagers so Paddy couldn't hurt him anymore? That's kind of what Black Lives Matter represents. Cowards. Anyhow, let's have a little listen to see what started this whole conversation and this whole feud between Paddy and Frimpong, the African lad.
Paddy Pimblett, yeah, Paddy the Sausage Pimblett, who is a top 15 lightweight concerning himself with the career of people who have less than 5 professional fights that are way behind them. Personally, if I was in your position, I wouldn't be calling out straighteners against guys in my position. But it is what it is. If you want a straightener, you called for it. You have to come down to Manchester to have a straightener with me. Because at the end of the day, if you want a straightener, I'm not travelling to come have a straightener with you. You come down, you sort it out. We have a cage here. You show up, bring a few of your boys if you want, and just make sure that after I knock you out, you don't call the cops. Because we all know what you're like. You're a little snitch. If you're bad enough, show up. You set the time. Don't be chatting all this shit about, oh, neutral gym, neutral this. You want to come spar me, you want to come have a straightener with me, you want to come fight me, you do it in my gym. Simple as.
And another cringe element to that little call out from the African lad is the fact that he has an Irish accent, right? That sounds like Ian Gary, you know, that posh kind of Dublin, Cavan, up that area type of accent. But during the call out, he sounded like Paddy Doherty or Dougie Joyce.
You got to come out and fight. There was 30 fights all the way from today, right? There was nothing changing. So don't be sitting in there pulling off that and doing this, that and the other with your small fringe on you.
So he turned it into a bit of a traveller call out. The dude, he's confused as hell. So he's from Africa, he thinks he's Irish, he moves to the UK, he thinks that he's this like celebrity guy who's gonna knock Paddy Pimblett out. So then he does this call out and it turns into like a traveller call out in some way. So we have this little text exchange here from Frimpong and Paddy, I guess. So I guess the blue writing is Paddy. He says, lad, it's called MMA fight, you know. If I want to take you down, I will. If I want to knock you out on the feet, there's levels to this game and you're a million levels below me. We're going to do this till someone is unconscious. Tapping doesn't matter. No rounds. We go until someone is knocked out. Black lad responds, you're shit on the feet and you know it. We both know what you coming to do and nobody in the world is scared of that shit style, mate. Paddy responds, haha, let's see tomorrow, innit, lad? Let's see if you're there. I doubt you will be, but you're all talk, bully. People you know won't say it or do anything back. Shit on the feet, though, says that one who's never finished anyone who's had a fight before in their pro career, and you're meant to be a striker, haha. African lad responds, I'll be there, mate. mate, and Paddy says, I see you tomorrow. So it was pre-arranged that there was going to be no tapping and we won't stop until someone gets knocked out. So there's the context to the story of Paddy not letting go. It was already pre-arranged, so people getting butthurt about it online are pathetic and haven't done the research. But not only that, there seems to be even more context to this story because this African lad has had beef with Paddy's teammates before. Apparently, word on the street in that area, in these gyms, is that this dude is just a bully. And you can see that from a lot of the media that covers him on YouTube, where he wants to be Conor McGregor, Dougie Joyce, Paddy Doherty, but really he's just another Timba Grimbo. He will get choked out. And like Timba Grimbo and all these other African lads, they fall back on the victim consciousness, where it's like, okay, you're levels ahead of me, you shouldn't have come down here and done that. I'm the victim. That's why he's living in Ireland. That's how a lot of these guys make it to Europe, by playing the victim. Here we have another little interaction between Paddy Pimblett and African Conor McGregor, where Paddy says, what time do you want me there tomorrow, lad? And he says, yeah, not happening. I've signed a fight contract and not risking a paycheck to get injured for free. Tell him we can come down after I've fought and we can have it. Paddy's laughing at that. He's like, you're all talk for a bit of clout making videos. Sausage. So there's a little bit of context to the story because there's a lot of shit talk online. African lad who wants to be Conor McGregor / Dougie Joyce and Paddy Doherty talks a bit of shit, gets choked, gets up, runs away, hides behind a bunch of teenagers in an MMA gym who coincidentally were booing and calling for a referee to step in and get it back on the feet when this guy got taken down and choked out. And that's even more cringe. So there you have it. Paddy Pimblett takes down the Black Lives Matter African version of Conor McGregor and Dougie Joyce, and it was absolutely delicious. Let me know your thoughts down below, and maybe hit like, subscribe and share if any of it made sense. Cheers. I want to share my new Patreon. Any support is welcome over there. Keeps the show on the road and I'd really appreciate it. Cheers.